I couldn't keep watching people circle the drain, cycle through pills, diets, self-loathing, doctor's visits, thinking this is the best they could ever feel. Welcome to the Nicole Curcio podcast, the show for women who want it all. Faith at the center, a strong and feminine body, deep family connections, and true freedom in their lives. I'm Nicole Curcio, a former medical insider turned fat loss and physique coach. I help high-performing women transform from the inside out, physically, mentally, and spiritually, without starving, obsessing, or burning out. Around here, we train with intention, eat with purpose, and build a life that reflects the woman you were created to be. Let's get into it. You know what's wild? Medicine gave me front row access to people's lives, but absolutely no real power to change them. Let me paint the picture for you. I spent years in the field. Family medicine, gastroenterology, podiatry, cardiology, pulmonology, outpatient surgery, hormone clinics, and dialysis. It wasn't just one specialty. It wasn't just one office having a bad day. This was everywhere. Every single day, patients would walk in with preventable conditions: obesity, hypertension, diabetes, fatty liver, chronic fatigue, hormone dysfunction, joints pain. And do you know what they would walk out with? Not education, not clarity, not a plan. They walked out with more prescriptions. Maybe a brief suggestion like, try to eat healthier, be more active. Here's the new medication. Follow up in 6 weeks. See you in 3 months. That was the system. And listen, before I go any further, let me say this loud and clear. I have immense respect for medical professionals. Doctors, nurses, PAs, nurse practitioners, techs, MAs, you name it. I work beside them. I trained under them. I've seen their compassion, their work ethic, their desire to help. This is not a personnel problem. It's a systematic one. Because the truth is, most of them are just as frustrated as I was. They got into medicine to help people. But the way the system is built, it's not built for healing. It's not built for time. It's built for volume, for documentation, for reimbursement codes and quick fixes. Appointments are rushed, paperwork is endless, insurance companies dictate care. And real conversations about food, stress, habits, sleep, self-image barely fit into a 15-minute window. That's the thing no one tells you. The system isn't built to fix the problems. It's built to manage them. And for a while, I played the game. I followed protocol. I followed procedure. I did what I was trained to do. But deep down, I felt like I was drowning in Band-Aids. We weren't helping people live. We were just delaying their disease, slapping on diagnosis codes, titrating medications, crossing our fingers for good lab work. And the heartbreaking part is every time someone came back, they were either worse or stuck. Nothing moved forward. It was always give this, bill this, follow up later. And I remember thinking, this isn't healthcare. This is disease management. And I couldn't unsee it anymore. I had started coaching on the side at that point, just kind of dipping my toes in. And the contrast between what I was doing in the clinic versus what I was doing in the coaching, it was like night and day. I started seeing real change outside of the doctor's office walls. People were finally learning what to eat, how to build strength, how to retrain their brain, not just track their macros. They were walking in freedom, not dependency. And something really unexpected started happening. I began attracting clients from the medical field. One of my very first coaching clients was a pediatric physician, and I didn't even know it at the time. Eventually, nurses started applying to work with me. Women who, on paper, should have had all the tools. And I'll never forget what they told me. On our initial consultation, I'd always ask, why not just do this on your own? You're a doctor, you're a nurse, you know the human body. And almost every single one of them would say, because this isn't my specialty. I know my lane and this isn't it. I'm trained in medicine, not metabolism, not macros, not behavior change, not coaching. You're the expert here. Even they recognized that gap. They weren't just dealing with patients anymore. Now they were the ones asking for help. And they knew they needed something different, something more. And again, let me be extremely clear. This is not me bashing on medicine. This is not me thinking I know more than a doctor. This is not me telling people to skip their checkups or ignore labs. I am not against medicine. I'm against the system that Big Pharma has built around it. The one that profits more when people stay sick. The one that calls weight loss a visit, hands out a prescription, and calls it a day. The one that teaches people over and over again that they're broken and can't be trusted to heal without a chemical crutch. Because here's what I've seen over and over again. Most of the women I work with, they don't need another doctor. They don't need another pill. They need someone to sit down and finally say, let's talk about what's actually going on. Let's create a strategy you can live with, one that you can actually thrive with. Let's rebuild your belief in yourself. They don't need another diagnosis. They need a guide, a mentor, a coach. Someone who doesn't just know the science, but knows how to walk with them through it. I still remember the exact moment it all clicked for me. I'm not okay being part of this anymore. I couldn't keep watching people circle the drain, cycle through pills, diets, self-loathing, doctor's visits, thinking this is the best they could ever feel. I couldn't keep handing out these quick fixes when I knew there was a better way, when I knew they didn't have to settle, that they could have the energy again, that they could feel confidence in their skin again, that they could live fully, not just survive another day. So I walked away, not from medicine entirely, but the system that was keeping people small. And I've never looked back, because now I get to see people's lives transform for real, not get patched, not get managed, transformed. And that's a system I'll build in. That's the mission I'm all in for. Strong, sexy, and unapologetically confident. That's the goal. Now go lift heavy, eat like you mean it, and act like the woman you're becoming. Talk soon.